Hey, this is just Ben on the front end, here to tell you to give the podcast a rating if you don't mind, and follow it or subscribe to it on whatever you're listening to this on. If you want to send us an email, we'll read it and maybe talk about it on the show. It's deadensigns@gmail.com, and we got a Twitter. Anyway, if you could do all that, please. That'd be really nice. Bye, enjoy the show.
Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Alright. I think I'm trying to, you know how people will, like, take a little bit of poison?
Yeah.
To like microdose themselves on poison or whatever, so that they become, like, they have a stronger resistance?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I was doing that earlier, but with, like, cold French fries.
Oh, so it's just like being able to consume French fries without... What do you mean, like, without refreezing them?
Well, the worst... The least reheatable part of, like, fast food is I like the chips, French fries.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because they go, like, stale. They, like, wither like a flower immediately.
Yeah, they get, like, dry and stuff. They, like, dry out, and they get weird and, like, mealy or something.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to acclimate myself to that so that I start liking it. And then that way I don't end up wasting the fries I can't eat because I can just eat them.
You should just, like, eat them and masturbate at the same time, and then your brain will associate that feeling.
I would be very worried that then I would be eating at a restaurant with people, and I would be eating French fries, and I would start being like, I just gotta go to the bathroom quickly.
Yeah.
And use the bathroom. Or something.
The servant comes in and he's like, "Oh, sorry, sir. The fries are a bit cold with the steak that you ordered," and you're like, "We're sweating."
And I'm just like, "It's okay, just leave them. It's fine." I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, but you know what? I'm hungry. I'm gonna take the fries with me.
Yeah.
And I need to eat. I want to eat them on the toilet. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
It's just I was brought up of a poor child that had to eat cold fries, you know. So you're actually being insensitive to me by judging me by me eating them.
Sorry, they're
in the toilet.
They're my comfort food.
Comfort food, you know.
So I'm having a traumatic tummy problem at the moment.
Yeah.
And I need comfort food for my. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to masturbate.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I have tied my libido to French fries.
Yeah, and then there's like the entire table of like executives, because this was like a company dinner to seal a deal, and they're like, I like this. The main guy is like, I like this guy.
I like the cut of this guy's jib.
This guy is
let's give him $8 million.
He's not afraid. He's not afraid to tell the truth, and
he's not. He speaks his mind, and I like that about him.
Yeah. You know, and you come back and the contracts are signed. You were there to sign.
I'm like, whew, do not go in there.
It's covered. All the walls, everything's covered.
No more French fries.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeesh. Ooh. I need some liquids after that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm drained.
Well, you know, I can see that, you know.
Yeah.
I guess you're exposed to those fries old fries enough that this would be useful in your life, I guess. So
it's not so much that, but it's nice to be able to be like to see them and not immediately be like, I gotta throw these away.
Mm-hmm.
I can at the very least eat like some of them before I'm like, all right, this is too much now.
Yeah, because
it helps as well, because the French fries I usually end up getting too much of because they give you too many.
Mm-hmm.
Is from a place near me that has a really, really good seasoning on their French fries.
Ah, okay.
Like really, really good seasoning.
You just put them in your mouth and you like suckle on them.
Oh my god.
Suckle.
And then like wine tasting, I spit it back in the bucket.
It's like
At the end, there's
it's like
just this
sunflower
bucket.
seeds, you know. You just discard the thing, you know.
The shell.
The shell,
And
which
at
is
the
the
end of
fry.
At the end of the night, I've got this like container filled with like soggy, spit covered, like slightly mushy French fries.
Yeah. You then mash them together, turn them into mashed potatoes.
Mash them together with some chopped onion. Fry them.
Fry them up.
Hash browns. Perfect.
It's a upcycling cycle, you know. You're just constantly upcycling, you know.
It's upcycling, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, how would you feel after this? At some point, I have to cook you breakfast, and I give you some hash browns.
It's like,
Would you eat them? Would you be like, I don't know if I trust
see if
this
see if there's any discarded fast food boxes from the place that you're talking about in there. You start sweating.
Oh, don't worry about it, bro. This is just hash browns.
You purposely threw away the trash before I came here because
My trash. You know what? I'll call
all
them
the
trash
evidence.
browns.
Trash Brown. Oh, that's a good name, Trash Browns. That's like a hipster place that you would go to, and they would serve Trash Browns. And
They serve like 8 different varieties of hash browns
yeah,
with like every meal.
yeah. It's hash browns because they make batches
Yeah.
of them, and the ones that don't sell, they're called Trash Browns. And then you don't really get to have an ability to pick what you get, but you just get them on a cheaper, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like
It's a
when the bartenders like take all the like beers that haven't been finished, they pour it into one keg, and then exactly, you know, and you get 6 different varieties of COVID, you know, after drinking it. Yeah.
Well, nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
But back then, you would
Back
just get
then.
6 varieties of the flu
Yeah, and
or herpes.
yeah. Oh, you know, like, that's the
Herpes
thing,
get
it's like-
transmitted through drink? I don't think so.
I don't think I think it depends on the type of herpes, maybe.
I
But
suppose.
you get like but the thing is that like that's why people back then were like stronger than people now, because they drank from the hose, they drank they south-sided the beers, you know, because it was a shame to waste them.
So
you know?
true.
Exactly. And
Yep. They ate
you
all
know.
of their trash browns.
yeah, they ate all of their trash browns.
Yep.
They
And
ate
then
their
some.
cold
And if they
fry.
didn't eat the trash browns, they get turned into tomorrow's trash browns.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a never-ending cycle of constantly cooked and recooked potato.
Yeah, that's not something like that they would do during like the Great Depression, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Great
Yeah.
Depression food is kind of cool, where they're just like, water pie or something like that. Because
Yeah.
why does it have to be a pie? Just make something, anything else out of it. Why does it have to be like in the shape of something that's kind of familiar but has nothing to do with the actual thing, you know?
Grass stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know,
Leaf
let it go.
porridge.
yeah, or like was it gruel? That's what they call
Gruel.
it, right? Gruel.
Yeah, but that's a
Over-
real thing. I was
But
trying to come up
overnight
with fake
oats.
ones.
Oh,
Overnight oats. Bro, I hate overnight oats.
I don't know.
I had overnight oats once. You know what I think overnight oats are?
What?
They're a scam to remove the, 2 to 3 minutes that it takes to make porridge. At
It's like
work.
meal prep, but for oats.
Well, it's like you do it at night after
Mhm.
you're finished working so that you can
Yeah.
just grab them and work and eat at the same time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you're being robbed of a precious 3-minute moment when you can look at your phone
Yeah.
while your porridge cooks.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get why
And
people do
porridge
that.
tastes better. You know?
Yeah, it's
It's a scam. It's one of those things that companies do to make it feel like your work is your home.
it's a Americanism. 'Cause
Yep.
that's the only place that they would actually care about that sort of thing. you
I'm
know?
against overnight oats on
My-
principle. Ideologically opposed to
my
overnight
manager
oats.
is just put a meeting into my calendar because I said that I was late, 2 minutes late, because I was making some oats, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's
have you ever
it's fine.
maybe have you ever thought about doing overnight oats so this never happens again?
Yeah.
Like,
We have this new system. It's called overnight oats.
yeah.
Oh, tell me more. Well, you basically after you've done all of your work,
Yeah.
you get a jar, you put some oats in there and some like
Mhm.
cream or milk and some, I don't know, berries or some shit, whatever the fuck you want to eat,
Yeah.
and then put it in the fridge. And then in the morning you have some nice cold slop with soft fucking fruit in it.
Very
And
high
it tastes
energy.
like fucking ass.
Yeah, with high energy, so you can digest slowly too, so you
The
don't have to
porridge
eat
is
while
high
you
energy
eat
though.
work.
Porridge, that's just oats in general. They're complex carbs. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying.
don't
It's
need
just
to
like
be overnight oats.
yeah,
Overnight,
just,
fuck overnight oats, bro. I hear about that. It pisses me off. I'm so,
Imagine-
I'm so mad.
my
I'm
God.
getting red in the face just thinking about overnight oats. Fuck.
someone in the fucking like. Do you think someone in like a cafeteria on a starship? Fucking walks up to the replica and goes overnight oats, and people just roll their eyes. They just
Yeah,
fucking like.
there's one guy. There's one guy who's
There's
like,
just this one guy that could
one
just
guy
get
who's like,
normal
overnight
oats.
oats, please. It's just cold. It's just cold porridge that they get. All the replicator is doing is going porridge cold. But the guy is like, oh, I can taste the difference.
Everybody's just rolling their eyes.
God,
as they hear him
if they
say
want to
it.
kill, they want to shove this dude out the airlock, dude. Get rid of this guy, kill him, finish him off.
Yeah,
The
But,
universe
you know-
would be better without overnight oats, Oliver.
and like the thing about the porridge and stuff is just like
Yeah.
it's like the perfect food for like someone like I'm like a person, you know, when I like this is my grindset mindset here. It's just like I eat to live. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You don't
I
live to
don't
eat.
live to eat, you know. So
Yeah.
I like to just eat slop sometimes, where I
Yeah,
don't feel-
exactly.
so I just do that, where it's just this is supposed to just be literal fuel that like I'm shoveling into my stomach so I don't die, you know, because I have to do it. You know, I wish I didn't, but I have to do it at this time. You know,
I
But I don't-
definitely had that mindset at one point, for real. Not in like a grind set way, but just purely out of laziness.
No, yeah, out of laziness.
That's
absolutely,
purely out of
'cause
that. I wish
yeah,
that
like-
I had a perfect goop that I could eat that tasted okay and gave me everything I
Yeah,
needed.
exactly. I wish because like I could either be cooking or I could be watching like a show right now.
Yeah,
Or I
exactly.
could playing video games, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be
I
doing
have
so
to
much
cook.
more with my life,
Yeah.
like sitting or doing something, or sitting
Yeah.
doing something slightly different,
Yeah, exactly.
or sitting and doing nothing at all.
yeah.
All
And
these
it-
different kinds of sitting I could be doing, but instead
Yeah.
I'm standing here cooking a fucking risotto.
Mhm.
A risotto.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway,
So fucking annoying.
welcome everybody. This is Dead Ensigns, a show about. It's an anti-overnight oats.
I'm glad you said
show,
it, because if you
podcast.
didn't bring it up, I would have said that I was just going to say fuck overnight oats.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
anti-overnight. We are an explicitly anti-overnight oats podcast.
We're going to, if we somehow find out you do overnight oats, we're going to send the authorities to your house.
If you,
somehow.
we're gonna swat you. If you meal prep, I hope you die. Fuck you. You are ruining God's perfect plan for life.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm
you know,
Ben.
it's
This
just-
is Max.
yeah, exactly. Anti-oat Ben.
And if you like
anti-oat
overnight
Max.
oats, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know,
How
so-
much do you make? How are you supposed to make like a big thing of overnight oats?
I don't know. It depends how much you want, right? It depends if you're
Yeah, but it's
being
like,
calories
do they keep-
conscious and stuff.
Like, could you make a load of it on Sunday and then just scoop out as much as you need every day during the week?
I don't know how much it lasts. Actually, I'm not
Yeah,
sure if you could.
Because
do
it's
that.
all like open dairy and oats. I feel like that
Yeah.
shit will probably ferment pretty quickly.
No, I guess if you keep it in a fridge, it won't be that bad.
Yeah, you gotta
but,
keep
like,
it covered.
Yeah, and then it should be fine. But like, although sometimes like dairy, like it separates sometimes, so I guess you might
Yeah.
want to give it a stir.
Yeah,
but
of
like,
course.
I don't know. It's just like I feel like it.
Overnight oats pisses
Yeah,
me
I don't
off,
know.
dude.
I don't care. I don't care about this. I don't care about anyone that does this. Except I'm gonna send the 40s to your house.
I don't.
I only
care about you. We don't care about you.
Yeah, you might not exist to us.
If you could live or die, and I wouldn't give a shit because you make overnight oats.
Yeah. If I, I'm gonna make sure they're gonna your coffin is gonna filled with dairy and oats, so they could bury you in the coffin like that. Overnight, more like
overnight oats your head in a fucking basin of water until the bubbles stop coming up.
I'm gonna overnight your corpse.
Overnight your oats corpse to the fuck, I don't know. I'm gonna make overnight oats. I'm gonna put your fingers in the I don't know. You know what? Yeah. No, it's not holding together very well. No. It's difficult. Yeah. It's difficult to make a threaten to threaten somebody over overnight oats.
Yeah, there's no ideology. There's no ideology behind the overnight oats.
It's also very difficult to make any of the actions that you take to make overnight oats sound threatening. You know, you just pour oats in a jar with some milk and you leave them. How do you spin that to be scary?
You're gonna wake up one day, the viewer that eats overnight oats, and you're gonna wake up and you're like, oh, there's something wet and sticky in my bed, and then you uncover yourself, and there's gonna be oats and dairy all over your head. It's and you're gonna go, oh, and it's like the reference to Godfather.
I think we should call this episode "How to Make Overnight Oats."
It's
just so we can hopefully scare anybody who might be considering that lifestyle away.
We're like a barrier. We're like guardians of not doing overnight oats because I don't know what sort of idea. It's a idea. We're spawning an ideology that has no roots anywhere. It's
this is fresh. This is the most original ideology anybody has ever made.
This is detached from anything in existence.
And you know what? It's decentralized too. We are consisting of many people across the world who just hate overnight oats.
You can't track us down because you pull one out, and two more grow, somewhere else.
Here's the thing. If you try and serve me porridge, but then it's just overnight oats that you heated up, I'm going to know. I'm going to know, and I'm going to pour them down your pants in disgust.
Yeah.
I like porridge, though. I have porridge every day when I go into the office. Because I get a little sachet. Yeah, it's a nice ritual. I put a little bit of sugar in it, a little bit of brown sugar.
Oh no!
Because the thing is, you put in regular sugar and it just makes it taste sweet, but the brown sugar gives it a little bit of a flavor.
All right, okay, I guess. Why not?
Just a bit.
Oh, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Someone might, but I'm not.
Someone might. Hey, as long as it's not overnight oats, though, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, what a man does with his porridge is none of my concern unless he's leaving it in a fridge overnight.
Then it's my concern. Yeah, I need to put in a legislation. I need to push through the Congress legislation to stop overnight oats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it so your refrigerator turns off at night specifically, so you can't make it. That's just going to be a rule from now on.
Okay, I think here's probably my top 3 breakfast things. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1, probably honestly, probably fried mushrooms.
For
some
breakfast?
Fried mushrooms with a cooked breakfast.
Okay.
Is, I think, probably the unsung hero of a cooked breakfast. Everybody's going to go the bacon. Everybody's going to go the sausage. Some people are going to go the hash browns.
Yeah.
But through it all is the little button mushrooms fried up,
Yeah, I like button mushrooms, but yeah, for breakfast, I don't know. I like a sandwich, a rich sandwich with
what the hell? A sandwich?
Rucola and egg and stuff like that, and bacon. And
a sandwich, though?
Yeah.
Not like a roll?
Nah. That's a British thing.
Weird. A breakfast? I don't know why a breakfast sandwich is throwing me off.
I don't know. It just seems like you. Maybe there's a schism in the anti-oats movement happening right here, guys. And
are you an anti-overnight oats pro sandwich, or are you anti-overnight oats anti-sandwich? This important distinction, because if you answer incorrectly, you're gonna get your head caved in. You gotta be careful. I'm not opposed to the idea of a sandwich. I just honestly, it's interesting. I never considered the breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always think of it as like if you're having bread, then it's open face, you know.
Open face?
Yeah, it's like a single slice with stuff on top.
I don't know.
And not another slice on top of that. Although I suppose a bacon sandwich is pretty good for breakfast.
Yeah, honestly, you can just kind of do anything you want except put your oats in the fridge overnight. Of course. Number 2, though. Yeah.
Honestly, bran flakes.
Brown flakes.
Bran flakes.
Brown flakes.
Bran. Why do you keep saying brown? I mean, they are brown. But I don't think they're referred to as brown flakes.
Are they not? I thought they were brown flakes the entire time.
No, B-R-A-N. Bran.
Are they made of bran?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good.
But they were just brown flakes. Because they were brown.
Then after that, probably porridge.
So they're all different versions of, except for the mushrooms, it's just something to add milk to. Is that what you...
I guess.
Yeah.
You say that like I've listed like 20 things. I listed 3 things. 2 of them have milk. 1 of them is mushrooms.
I feel like if we continue going with your list, it would be like, like cereal...
I can't say bran flakes and then cereal.
Milk.
I don't even drink coffee.
A glass of milk.
A glass of milk.
A glass of breakfast.
A milkshake.
A milkshake.
A cheesecake. Rice pudding.
Rice pudding, yeah.
Custard. Ice cream.
These are such good breakfast items. Fuck.
Yeah, I can't think of the correlation.
No, I can't.
Milk and bread.
Just butter. Just butter. Just butter. Nothing on it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Would you bite into a block of butter?
No, I don't like butter.
I like butter.
I'm not a huge... I don't know why exactly, but there was just a point as a child when I decided I don't like butter. I know it was explicitly a decision as well, because I used to eat it with butter and then had sandwiches with butter. And then at a certain point, I was just like, I don't want it with butter anymore.
Yeah, sheer willpower. Sheer human willpower happened, and you were like, I'm not.
I don't think so. I think it's an attempt to practice some sort of like freedom and independence, you know. As a child, I think I was like, I don't want butter, so I'm going to ask to not have butter, and that's going to be just a thing for me for my entire childhood.
All right.
That's just a thing. And now, like, I'll eat shit with butter in it, but my preference is still no butter, even though I don't care. It's crazy, huh?
Throughout high school, they used to call you no butter boy.
They called me Butterless Ben.
Butterless Ben.
Butterless Ben, they called me.
Yeah, everyone made fun of you.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well.
Yeah, it was really tough when they had that, like, butter convention in your school, and you were, like, seething.
It's an interesting place to hold a butter convention. I don't get it, all right?
Yeah.
It's not even about the butter, it's just why is it here?
Yeah,
why is it going to be here of all places?
And then you pulled a prank on the principal. What's happening? You replaced all the butter with margarine.
That would be a pretty good prank.
That's a pretty good prank.
That'd be a pretty good prank, to be honest.
All the farmers would just go berserk. They would be like, this isn't butter.
But you know, that now when I'm thinking about it, my family also didn't really have butter in general, outside of, like, I think for cooking.
Yeah.
It was olive spread.
Oh, okay.
Where it's just like hardened olive oil, pretty much.
Yeah.
In butter form.
Yeah, is it more expensive than butter? I would imagine.
Olive
right?
spread. No, butter's I think more expensive.
But we don't make olive spread. We don't grow olives here in this country.
Yeah, but I think it's like
it's easier
to produce and stuff.
Therefore, you can ship it for under that.
I think
and,
butter's more
well-
expensive because it's like because of the dairy. You got to use milk for it.
Mhm,
could
and
just
the
be
mad
selling
cow
the
disease also.
Yep, sure. Hold on.
Mhm. Imagine
Olive
eating butter and then you
bread.
get mad cow disease from
All
it.
right, I'm looking at olive spreads on Sainsbury's.com. Real quick. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
okay.
quick, okay?
Yeah.
All right,
quickly.
500 grams of Sainsbury olive spread.
500
£1.40.
grams. Mhm.
I'm typing in butter.
Yeah, I can feel like it's already gonna be 500 grams. Yeah, go on.
Let's. Well, I'm trying to find is there a Sainsbury's?
Is it like
Sainsbury's British butter, slightly salted, organic, 250 grams, £3. Double the
Yeah.
price for half the amount.
double the price? Yeah, but is it unsalted? Maybe the salt is because they used to
slightly
trade in
salted.
salt. Remember,
They used
like
to what?
that's we used to trade in salt, right? Before money came around, like there used to be like a universal sort of currency is that salt and spices and that sort of, but maybe that's it, it's
Maybe.
it's like sprinkling money into your butter, giving it, tripling its value,
Here we go. I think I was. Here's the actual just Sainsbury's non-organic regular British butter.
Mm-hmm.
250 grams.
Mm-hmm.
£1.69. Still 29p more for half the
I
amount.
guess maybe the olive press runoff that is sold as olive butter is
Yeah.
just really easy to make.
Maybe.
Unless it would if people didn't eat it, it would just get discarded. But
All right, okay. Sainsbury's is filled with insane people.
yeah,
They've got a description for. They've got like a item description for olive spread in general here.
yeah,
Spread it on bread. Use it in your sandwiches. Normal so far, right?
yeah.
Or even as a dip.
A dip. Would
A
you
dip.
melt it and then
I
you
guess.
dip what in it? Chips or like? I don't know. What would you dip in it?
I just like why would you dip? It's like if you had melted butter and you dipped in. Do people do that? Is that a thing people do?
Maybe you
Dip
should
in-
Google that.
All
Maybe
right,
we should
fine.
check it out. Maybe we'll check out
Last
this
thing
world
I'm
of-
gonna Google for today on the podcast.
We expand on the on
cowboy
this world.
cowboy butter dipping sauce, easy homemade. Well, it's garlic butter sauce. That's not the same.
Yeah, that's not fair. That doesn't.
Cowboy
that's not-
butter dipping sauce. What the hell?
Cowboy butter.
I love it.
Why was it cowboy? What does it? What
you
makes
know me.
it cowboy?
I love getting a cowboy's butt.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
finding my way to it.
Yeah.
What's this got in it? 6 tablespoons of butter melted. Grass-fed
it's not-
butter
it's
is
butter.
best for this recipe.
It's
No, but then
butter,
it's
not
also
olive
got-
spread.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at. Hold on. Okay, fine. Olive spread dip.
Yeah.
It's just telling me about olive tapenade,
Okay.
which is like mashed up olives and some like.
Yeah, so it's not actual just olive like oil, hardened oil, right?
Yeah.
It's just that
Anchovy? Oh my
that
God.
doesn't count. Well, I guess it's insane. I guess maybe they copy and pasted that description from something else, and they
Yeah,
just changed some words around.
This
we-
tapenade seems pretty good, to be honest.
We need to. No, it's good. Like tapenade with like ground up like olives
But
and
it's
stuff.
got
It's great.
brand-cured olives, but it's also got some garlic, some
Yeah.
parsley, and
Mhm.
capers and anchovies.
Yeah, capers. I know that they have
And
capers to that.
anchovies.
Yeah, yeah. I've had
Looks
it before.
looks
It's
kinda
good.
on
But
some bruschetta.
the thing about it is that it's like how, like we have to supply, like we gotta send them a ticket to the Sainsbury website to change that description.
You
'Cause,
think
like,
it would? Do you think I should be a dips guy? Do you think I should make my signature thing is I make the dips for the party?
Sure. I don't know if you want to. If you want to put in that effort.
I'm more asking is, do you think that's in character?
No.
You
But,
don't think
like,
that's in character?
No, it's not in character. And how would you
Okay.
feel if you brought in the dips and you like you're like starting to have a drink and you're talking to people and you're like side-eyeing the dips and no one's eating them.
Yeah,
Like,
that would feel bad. But you
how
could
would
say
you
that
feel?
about bringing anything to a function. You could say that about I could choose to make anything for a function.
no,
and
but
have
it's
that
like so
reaction.
simple, it's a dip, So
Oh,
if it-
I think that's a misconception. I think making a
Well-
good dip is a lot more difficult than
yeah. Well, how would you feel if like someone tasted it and then like shoved it into a bin?
I get. I mean, first off, that's a very presumptuous that nobody else at the party would want any. Secondly,
what if like a bunch
I
of
would feel
people walked
bad.
around and it's like, dude, you should taste this shitty dip, and then like they taste it, I was like, this is really
But
bad.
again, you're
And it's
describing
like-
things
and then
that
an
could be
entire
said about
party-
anything.
Entire party goes like, guys, we need to vote. Do we to get rid of this dip?
You
And
could
then
fucking
everybody
turn up
votes
and be like, "Oh, look, I
yes,
made some
and
mini
then they throw into the
quesadillas."
bin.
And then, how would you feel if people were like, "Dude, the mini quesadillas fucking suck. These suck, dude." You probably
I
feel
would
bad.
never bring anything to a
naturally.
party.
I don't
That's out of
either.
cha-
That's
that's
why
out
I'm
of my
asking if I
character.
should be the dip
That's
guy.
out of character for me to bring something to a party.
Yeah, I suppose.
Only bring brewski.
Yeah.
Party Animal Max coming through.
Party Animal Max. Party Animal Max. You
Oh,
could be
I
an
think
IPA guy. You could
I
be
feel-
like the
I
guy
feel
that
like I
brings the
missed-
weird IPA. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
check this one out. It's marshmallow flavored.
Yeah. Oh. Chocolate flavored.
It's chocolate marshmallow small flavored IPA.
Yeah.
Check it out. Give it
Yeah.
a go.
Hot sauce flavored.
Hot sauce IPA. Ugh. I don't even
like
drink
I-
beer, and I'm like, that's gotta be terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not
Some
leaving
people
it
like that stuff, but I don't
alcohol,
like it. But
Yeah.
I would. I think I missed out on life by not being like American and being able to join like one of those fraternities.
I think I missed out on life by not being born in an entirely different
Yeah, and like
country.
yeah, exactly, and being like Alpha
Yeah.
Omega Siegfrieds or whatever,
Yeah.
and just being able to have that sort of like military-esque brotherhood, but not having to risk my life,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
militaristic, approach to
Like
to-
nationalist.
to nationalist. Like we are Alpha Omega Brewski's life for life,
Yeah, yeah.
and being able to make those sort of friends that would maybe cover up something for me, if I do something bad,
I mean, you could probably still find people like that in the UK.
and do like a vow of silence,
Yeah.
if I do something really bad,
How
or I do something really bad and they wouldn't judge me for it,
how would you react if somebody broke a vow of silence that included you?
What do you mean? Like I did something bad and we covered it up, or we agreed, and then someone breaks that vow of silence, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would have to like kill them. I think, right?
You think you'd have to kill them?
Yeah, because it's like they betrayed the nation of Alpha Omega Brewskis,
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
it's like-
sticking to that name, Alpha Omega
it's-
Brewskis.
It's like how do you treat traitors, in countries,
True. You have to set an
Death,
example.
Execution,
Yeah.
We
But the thing is,
we take
if the
a
word's
keg,
already out,
that's how we have a big like we set them down, pin them
Yeah.
down, their head is on the block, and then we throw a keg off of the roof on top of the
that's really awful. That's a really horrid image, dude.
and the keg is full of piss.
All right, okay, you pushed it a bit too far. You kind of overwrote it a little bit there.
Well,
The keg as it was enough. It didn't need to be
We're
filled.
gonna
with
have
urine.
like characters standing around watching the execution. It's gonna they spill at them, and they're gonna go like, "Is this piss?" Because because that's the only way for us to establish that there was piss in the keg without us just saying there's piss in the keg.
Yeah. But
So,
here's
yeah.
the reason why I ask is because like if the vow of silence is already broken, then
Mm-hmm.
it's too late, right? Killing them doesn't do anything.
Then it's a mass suicide afterwards, though.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right, well that explains it.
Yeah, we drunk drive down a airport and we ram ourselves into we steal one of those stair cars
Yeah.
and then we drive into the ocean.
Suicide by ATF.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's just you gotta take your brothers with you, to the other side, to the big endless bar, the bar, the nightclub in the sky.
No, you know what would be easy? You know what would be more final and a surer kill?
Yeah, sure, a kill.
Is if all of you jump into the engines of a jet.
That would be. But that's the thing, is that then it exposes people to danger, other people, external people to danger. We don't want that, right?
Not if you do it before the plane.
If it's a private jet, yeah, it's maybe like a private jet, or like just a private plane.
Yup. Right into it.
Yeah, you jump into blades of a helicopter. That would be a good one too.
No, see, I think that would. Well, I guess that would probably kill you pretty quickly. But if it doesn't, then that's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But I think a jet engine is like an instantaneous thing. I don't think there's a quicker death than like being shredded by a. Let's move on, Max. How was your week?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I was hanging out with some people on the weekend.
Oh, they sound awful.
Yeah, one of them being maybe in a cold vicinity from me, and we watched a bunch of crap. We watched crap. That's what we did. I was like, guys, let's watch some crap.
We'll just spend the weekend watching absolute dog shit.
Yeah. And then we watched dog shit. Like The Beach That Makes You Old.
It wasn't good.
The movie.
It was fun. It was entertaining. It was a good movie.
Yeah. That's it's a funny movie, and kind of a concept is good, but I guess it's like, he was literally like, you can't really give Shyamalan the kind of like benefit of like, oh, this is like an interesting story, because he didn't come up with the story, right? It's a comic book that existed already, So the story is already kind of there for him. It's just him presenting the story,
Yeah. I didn't even know it was a comic. Let me look up the old comic.
Yeah, I don't know.
The issue is, this is terrible for Google SEO, because I type in old comic book and it shows me
old comic books.
Old comic books. I need to go to like old movie and then based on.
But a beach that makes you old comic book.
Would you go to the beach that makes you old?
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't.
I would do it and then live stream
it
so people can like
the Swiss graphic novel Sandcastle.
Oh, that's what it was called. Yeah.
And no wonder there's weird sex stuff in it.
Oh yeah, because it's European, yeah, and they only make sex stuff in Europe.
This? Old movie versus book.
Yeah. Old that makes you old. What are you reading? The audience can't see what you're reading.
Sorry, I focused because it's a low resolution image, so I was like,
this looks like scrambled porn. Yeah,
it's saying, and well, you've got a great body at the moment. That's sweet. This morning I was 3, and tonight I could be dead. Yeah, me too. I don't want to die without. I don't want to die without. You know what? Funnily enough, if this is how it's handled in the thing, they've handled it with better grace in the movie.
Yeah.
At least in the movie, it wasn't a 3-year-old literally being like,
I was 3-year-old.
I want to fuck.
Uh-huh.
Well, 3-year-old adult saying, I want to have sex.
Well,
that's a little worse.
It was, that part was maybe left out. Maybe it was cut out of the movie. We don't know. But yeah, it's a fun movie to watch, and it's just funny bits. Like, some of the performances are pretty funny in this movie, and yeah, exactly. The story is kind of interesting, and yeah, it's one of the kind of movies that is like, it's not that bad that you're like suffering through it, Yeah. It's just enjoyable.
There's some cool stuff in there that you're like, oh.
Oh, that tumor, that's not how tumors work, yeah.
I'm looking at the comic, and you know what? The artwork is nice. It's got good art. I honestly, I'm kind of like, maybe I'll pick it up and give it a read.
And you start reading the comic and you start turning old. Like,
No,
oh no, it's the comic book that makes you
old.
old. Yeah. Exactly.
No, they got me. They got my ass. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Damn
is
it, I said I wasn't going to Google any more shit. You know?
Yeah.
Googling
What
shit.
do you want to Google now? Are you Googling if you
No,
can
it's
buy
just
it?
I looked up the old comic book. That was
Yeah.
a Google. I didn't want to Google.
Oh,
I
wow.
want to stop Googling, because then I start
you-
typing and then I start getting distracted.
But don't
Anyway,
you think
we
that
watched all-
Googling is basically just thinking about stuff, but you Google it instead?
Here's what I want to think about is Violence Voyager. That movie was sick.
Yeah, that was a fun, like, paper
cool-
puppetry movie. So
That was a cool cult movie.
Yeah.
That was
Wasn't
like a
even
real.
that old. Was it 2022?
I say cult because it has that vibe.
Yeah, it does have that.
This
like-
has this vibe of like, I bet this movie's gonna be like decently popular in like 20 years. People will be
Yes.
like, "Yo, this weird animated movie from 2018 was crazy."
Yeah, this is
It's not even
this
animated;
movie
it's
had,
like paper puppets and stuff.
This movie had
Good
like
art.
what, like 6 reviews or something like that on Amazon, which was
very, yeah.
I think
it
uses
was-
like
I'm Googling
IMDb
again.
reviews, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it was a
Cool ass movie, dude.
cool movie, you know, and it was it does very interesting, just very well executed on the idea of that, like the way they use the animation, the way they combined like the like paper stuff with like, oh, they were trying to do like liquids, they would like add something, you know, like they would pour something through like the actual paper sheet or something like that to simulate that, you know, and it was executed really well. And
It's got a lot of like body horror and shit. It's got a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
cool
like-
artwork. The story was very interesting. was
yeah,
cool.
exactly, you know, and
Very engaging.
it's got an interesting sort of ending, which I thought was I don't know if we're spoiling. Let's not spoil it because it was a pretty good
Nah, yeah,
movie, and
yeah.
it's not. But
it was very the subject matter felt very Japanese as well.
yeah.
Like the sort of the sort of sci-fi that it was kind of emulating, you know.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
that
yeah,
theme
yeah.
park was very very like 70s 80s Japanese,
Yeah.
kind of like super robot sentai kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly, and
But then it becomes
that's why it was such a
too
trap.
real.
That's why it's such a trap,
Yeah.
because it like emulates that style so much that like
Mhm.
you don't realize that it turns out to be, you know, the way it is. Basically,
Just
it's
very-
a disguise. It's a disguise in the end.
And as far as it wasn't even like super, like it was gross, but it wasn't. It really did. It bordered nicely on not being so gross that it was like unwatchable.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it didn't
exactly.
feel.
I-
It was definitely had a juvenile sense to it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like it didn't feel like just crass for the sake of being crass.
yeah.
It was good. It was. I don't know. It was just pleasantly surprised by how good it was.
It has a Voyager in a title, and Star
Yep.
Trek Voyager is a thing, so you know.
There you go. There's our tie-in.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes on our anti-overnights Oat podcast, we like to talk about Star Trek.
Yeah, I
Every now and
thought about to mention that it's a general media or whatever.
No, it's anti-overnight Oats.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we watched that. We watched
Violence
all-
Voyager, thumbs up.
the beach that makes you old. We watched that.
1 thumbs up, I would say.
We watched that, and what was that movie, Ben? That movie that they had. It had. What was he called? The guy from. Yeah. I don't-
Zathura
Yeah, the guys from Zathura
and some
the-
robots.
and some robots from the and puppets and autonomous puppets. I think that's what they're called, right?
automatons.
Automatons. Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
called Freddy's Friday.
Freddy's Friday. Yes, that's what it's called.
Freddy Fridays.
Yeah. I forgot that. I constantly forget that we watched that. Like we watched Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, it's such a. It was just forgettable at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's a very
I kind of went
movie.
in knowing it was going to be like that, but it was a little surprising by just how, like, I don't know. I was saying this yesterday when I was just talking to Ash idly, but it's like, it's one of those movies where it's like, not that it's above criticism, but it's like, I catch myself talking about it this way, yeah, and I'm just like, man, am I really talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie like this?
Yeah.
There's certain things where it's just like, I feel like I feel like, what am I doing? What am I doing right now? I'm talking about the artistic value of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, how it executed its idea, its story. Like, you know what? I don't even care about what I'm saying. Why should anybody else? I'll just move on.
There isn't much to say about this movie.
My big thing was, like, I was watching it, I was like, I bet kids probably enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah,
I bet if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's kid, you probably liked the movie.
Which is all kids. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. It would be interesting to... I don't have any access to any young children at this time, so I can't really tell what they think
Why
about
did you
the
have
movie.
to word it like that?
I don't know. I didn't
You could have just said, like, I don't know any kids. Like, I don't have access to any kids at this time. Like, well, I don't have any access
because
to them
it might
right
change,
now, but I'm going to get
know?
some.
The situation might suddenly change. I don't know.
Yeah. What if, like a baby might get left on your doorstep, and you're like,
exactly. I have to raise it, and I get them to watch 5 Nights at Freddy's. They'll go like, "Oh, it's all right.
It was fine, Father."
Father. Yeah.
You're like, finally, my 11-year experiment has paid off.
It paid off. Yeah.
Hooray.
I'm sorry, son. I gotta leave you because Alpha Omega Brewskis are committing mass suicide because one of us broke the vow of silence.
I gotta join them. Do you want to come?
I'm really sorry, son or child. No. He has to leave. He has to. I gave him all the tools.
You must
for
go
11
on your
years.
journey now.
I gave him all the tools that he needed
must go
for
on your
11.
pilgrimage.
Yeah. I showed him Violent Voyager, and he was like, "There you go. Kids are capable enough to do this. Okay, so you can go on."
It's a coming of age tale.
Yeah, and your life after, like, the character in the story, you will have trouble, and there will be many trouble coming your way, and you have to go through it and live, child. And then I throw myself into a jet engine, and I get chewed up. Yeah, and that's how it ends, you know.
Spray of blood and viscera out the back.
It just covers the child.
What a way to go.
Yeah. No, it doesn't go. He walks up to the pile of blood that's on the floor. He takes it. He dips his fingers in them, and he puts it under his eyes like Rambo.
Oh.
And he's like, "Father, I will survive." But yeah, and we watched Five Nights at Freddy's. We give it a cool animatronics.
I give it neither a thumbs up or thumbs down because you know what? It's the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
If you're listening to me talking about
Five Nights at Freddy's, if you're listening to me talk about it and you're thinking I'm gonna see it depending on what this guy says, you're already too far gone. Just watch it. Like, and because of that, I don't have any strong feelings about it one way or the other.
Yeah.
No thumbs up, no thumbs down.
But that's just a theory.
Then I showed you Inuo because I wanted to rewatch it.
Yeah.
And I like that. I love that movie a lot.
It was selfish.
Yeah, it was selfish. It's true.
Yeah. And I kind of watched it and I was like, the animation could have been better, you know.
Yeah.
Why did the main character have to be blind? I don't really get it, you know.
Yeah.
What's the point of this wokeism, you know, to have blind characters, you know?
Yeah.
And no, it was good. I enjoyed it. What else you showed me by the same director? I forgot what the other one was.
We watched Mind Game a while ago.
Yeah, Mind Game.
I
feel like I liked Mind Game better than this. I enjoyed the kind of, I guess, the themes of it more.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed this
Mind Game is very... I feel like Mind Game is a lot more general.
Yeah, exactly.
In that it's more about... It's more about existentialism, just as like living, like finding
Yeah,
purpose and stuff.
exactly.
And finding a reason to live and stuff. But
Mhm.
Inoue is more existential, I think, for when it comes like for the topic of like creativity, like self-expression and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I really
And
which
also,
I resonate
in the
with,
end,
you
it
know?
doesn't matter how good the thing that you create is. It just depends how hot you are. That's also a very good message in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, because he starts out as a disgusting monster, but luckily he becomes attractive.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I always saw that more as like a representation of like, because at the beginning of the film he's kind of like, he has the character of Inuo has like misdirected anger and stuff, you know? He kind of like is a monster from his father's actions, and then so he kind of like directs that outwardly to everybody else.
Yeah, definitely.
But like I always saw him becoming a guy, you know, becoming an attractive man, if you will,
a hot Tumblr man, yes,
as more about like people's acceptance of him and his personality and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like he becomes more human in the eyes of the public because they're able to better relate to him and through his self-expression, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Through creativity, him finding a channel to kind of a way to channel his abilities into something creative, you know, and people being able to consume that, you know, in a way that
and then at the end of the
their
day,
perspective of them.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because none of that self-expression can exist within authoritarianism. At the end of the day, it's not that the art has the ability to change people, but the people have the ability to change through self-expression. And you have the antithesis of that within the father character, who Inuo's dad, who searches fame and fortune through self-expression, which is like unattainable. Ultimately, it's like nothing will ever be enough, and eventually you'll just kill yourself. You know,
yeah.
You'll
that's
keep
why
wanting more and more and more until you explode into viscera and guts.
Yeah,
for
that's
your
why
horrible
our
actions.
podcast is the pure sense of our expression, and because we make no money out of it.
Yeah, we're not chasing anything. We're just having fun.
Exactly.
Just expressing ourselves in a way that we enjoy.
But if we stop make money out of it,
maybe all of a sudden it's okay. But then that leads into the second aspect of it, which is the approved art. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What is the the safe art, the stuff that doesn't rock any boats, the stuff that is consumable and safe. No, I like it. I like it. I think it's I don't know. I think Inuo is a very special and very overlooked movie. I think I think there's a lot that any person with any sort of like creative instinct can connect to and resonate with in that movie, and I love it. I think it's also a very good like queer movie. There's nothing explicitly homosexual on it, but it's definitely. But I think the idea of self-expression and the way that is portrayed in this movie is like very interlinked with like queer identity and stuff. You know, like
maybe
you think
guess,
about the time period that this is set and how androgynous the characters are and stuff. Like it's reminiscent of obviously like that period in music, you know, the 70s and 80s, when like stars when like you know, music stars were presenting more androgynous, you know, like in a David Bowie sort of way. But then also, I mean, this is a more direct thing. I think the journey that they're on is supposed to be a very similar progression to like Queen, which is obviously very noteworthy because very prominent homosexual like leading man in that band and everything. But the sort of like the way the music and performances progress and stuff, I mean, they just straight up have like the boom boom clap boom boom clap,
Yeah,
like
they-
we
yeah,
will rock you
literally.
beat. It's all about like how they discover like people resonate with stuff that they can also connect to and perform, you know, and be a part of, where it's not just like you viewing somebody else's expression, but it's like you can connect to it because you can express yourself within it as well.
Yeah.
So I think
It's
there's
like-
a lot of that in there. It's very I think it's very subtle. I think it's like an undertone, but I think it's definitely like has
Yeah, it's
that
like the entire
aspect.
the entire story that he's telling is the story of the soldiers, right? That
the
fell
Heike,
in
the forgotten like samurai who lost and then
the
their
idea of
stories
like
were taken away.
yeah, that their stories are, you know, they're not approved stories in the terms of like a king said, oh, this is
canon,
the stories,
the canon
right?
of the
The
of
canon,
of
which
the
is like,
kingdom.
the great leader said, send
Yeah.
these soldiers out to do something. No, it's the stories of the victims of this battle, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, and stuff like that. So there's that kind of angle, and then you through the music, because it's for the people, by the people, sort of thing. People resonate through that more because it's about, you know, people that kind of we are people, you know, that can resonate with that, you know,
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing.
Anyway, that's why I love Inuo. I think it was
Yeah.
like, I think it was very, very overlooked. last year
Yeah,
when
it's
it
like,
came
you
out.
know, like second monitor material, I think.
Yeah, it's like
pretty good. Yeah,
material.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like-
you know, stick it on if you want, but hey, you know, do something else while
Yeah.
you're watching.
No, it
it.
was good. So we recommend it.
And the ending song is very very Bohemian Rhapsody, you know.
Yeah.
It's very like it's like long, it has these phases, it tells like a really interesting and personal feeling story and
The
stuff.
main character's got big teeth and he goes, "It's Queen Bitch."
Yeah.
And then he plays Queen Bitch.
Maybe Inuo you could say is a better movie about Queen than the movie they made about Queen. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, we watched Inuo. And then we watched, I don't know, I can't remember what we watched.
I don't know. What did we watch? We
didn't really watch anything on
Gooby.
Sunday. We watched the
Yeah,
fucking
Gooby.
Boogie documentary and we were like, okay.
Gooby. Yeah.
We
Whatever.
watched the first episode of The Curse, which I think we'll probably, it seems like we're both going to watch that for the next 10 weeks. So
Yeah.
we'll get in the depth of The Curse. But that first
Yeah,
episode was very strong.
Yeah, it was definitely very. It really showed what the kind of what it's about, sort of thing. Like
We
the
love
idea.
white guilt.
Yeah,
Let's go, white guilt, yeah.
yeah, you know. I like. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a
Small
very good
penis
show, and
shame.
It's just a small
Woo!
penis. We love small. We join. Small penis.
You gotta own it.
Yeah, you gotta own
gotta
it
own
because
it.
they'll laugh at us anyway.
Yeah.
But if we say, "Yeah, I got a small penis," then we own it. It's like,
hmm It's good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
great.
where it goes because, you know, I like Nathan Fielder and I like the Safdie brothers, and they're both obviously very heavily creatively involved in this. I mean, they made it
Mhm.
essentially. So
Yeah.
but
yeah,
no, I'm
and
looking
we
forward to more of
started
the
watching
Curse.
a little bit of Journey Home, but then we didn't finish.
Yeah,
it because
Paul, the
we
Journey
watched the
Home.
Boogie documentary.
Yeah, we
instead.
had to watch the Boogie documentary beforehand, and it ate into our the Journey Home
Yeah,
viewing. But that's a
funny
fun
movie.
movie. It's funny.
it's a great movie.
I think at the end of the day, they just had fun making that one.
Yeah,
They were like, we need to make a relatively cheap Star Trek movie. Let's just have them walking around San Francisco modern day,
Francisco, yeah.
being
Yeah.
like, oh, look. I mean, I pointed out, but you can literally see like how they just like
People-
sectioned off the street, and there are people in shot just like staring directly
Yeah.
at them, and not
Yeah.
in a way of like being extras. It's just very clear that people turn up and they're like, "Whoa, are they shooting a movie over there? What the hell is that? William Shatner?
Is
that Leonard Nimoy? Yo, are they doing Star Trek? Is that Spock?"
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, there's like literally a guy walking past and he's looking back. Like
he
he's
like looks
you can see,
directly
like-
in the camera,
Yeah,
basically,
it's
as he
great.
walks by. It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's
Yeah,
good.
what a
it's
good
good.
movie. And you
But
know
yeah.
that was fucked up. That Paramount Plus channel didn't have them on there. You had
Yeah, I
to buy
literally
that,
had to
even
buy
though you
it
had
'cause-
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But,
That's
you know,
weird.
I was like, I like to support the creatives, you know, behind this.
I like to support Mr. William Shatner
Oh, yeah, Mr. William
and the estate of
Shatner.
Leonard Nimoy.
I wonder what they support, honestly, kind of.
Yeah.
They made any weird donations. Maybe
Yo,
not.
Shatner, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Leonard Nimoy.
Nimoy, I
Nimoy.
think less. I don't think Leonard Nimoy was very weird. I think Leonard Nimoy was pretty chill.
Yeah.
Last thing.
Although he was that one murderer in the Colombo episode.
Oh, yeah. True. I'm typing in Leonard Nimoy politics.
Oh, no.
Leonard Nimoy was a lifelong liberal who campaigned for McGovern and against the Vietnam War.
Oh. Draft dodger. I think he was old even for those times to be drafted.
Leonard Simon Nimoy is an Irish. He was born in an Irish section of the West End of Boston, Massachusetts, to Jewish
Irish section, okay.
Jewish immigrants from Ukraine.
Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Well, thank you.
Here's to you, Mr.
Leonard Nimoy. Live long and prosper wherever you are right now.
Sailing through the stars,
Sailing through the stars.
not eating overnight oats.
Oh, what was the beginning of the movie? What does the thing have at the beginning of the movie? There's
what?
like Journey Home. There's like a message at the start. Fuck. What was that about?
No, it's
I don't know what was in memory of something.
yeah, it
or
was
like
dedicated to
Oh, the Challenger explosion.
the Challenger
yeah.
explosion.
The Challenger
that's it.
explosion.
It was
And-
dedicated to the Challenger.
And it was right
Oh,
after SpaceX's Super Heavy exploded again in the sky,
Yeah.
which was kind of we're watching it right after it. So
Good
we're
job.
kind of like good thing that nobody, is on manned
Yeah.
tests, but
Otherwise, they'd have to
You know.
dedicate the next Star Trek movie to.
oh fuck
Super
no, dedicated to the poor souls that died in the Super Heavy explosion, first manned Super Heavy explosion. You
Yeah.
know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for listening. That was our lovely weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Also our anti-overnight oats.
Mm-hmm.
We finally did it. We finally broke the seal.
Yeah.
And really went off on overnight oats.
Yeah.
They've
I
been
might get
riding high
cancelled
too
for this.
long.
I might get cancelled for this, but it had to be
Dude,
said.
we might get like doxxed or something
Yeah.
for our hatred of overnight oats.
Overnight oats.
Oh fuck, dude! I'm worried now. Maybe we shouldn't release this one.
And the only way to join Alpha Omega Brewski's fraternity is to never have eaten overnight.
Another way
oats
to
and-
join is to subscribe to the podcast on a podcast app, listen to us on YouTube or your podcast app of choice, Spotify, etc. And interact. If you want to send an email, we're deadensigns@gmail.com. Make sure to put Alpha Omega Brewskis in the subject line. And we'll take a look at your application. Or leave a comment on the YouTube video. It will be the same. We're also on Twitter and all that. So yeah, go Alpha Brewski Omega, Alpha Omega Brewski. What's the call sign for Alpha Omega Brewski?
No, we do like we put their fingers down like a man, like a little guy standing, but then we put our like thumb as if there was like a penis between his legs.
Okay, well everybody do that now, and then this is Alpha Omega Brewski signing off.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.